Hi friends, I'm Sarah with Dandelion Seeds Positive Parenting, and I am here using the star background here because I'm talking about nighttime. What happens when your child will not sleep without you? Well, as many of you know, I have a 7-year-old and she has generally been able to sleep on her own, even though we often room share. But sleeping is no big deal. She likes sleep, she's not afraid of the dark, and all is generally well at nighttime. However, for the past 4 nights, she doesn't want to go to bed without me. And I am fine staying in the room with her while she falls asleep. If she needs me, she needs me. But here's the thing, normally after she falls asleep, I can leave the room and go do my thing. Now, currently, I'm in the process of writing not one, not two, but 3 different books. I am managing social media presence. I am writing articles, I'm writing for magazines. I'm not lacking things to do, not to mention I have a husband and occasionally like to see him, and oh yeah, a house to keep clean. That doesn't really work when the elves don't show up, right? So it feels problematic if all of a sudden my 7-year-old is waking up 10 minutes after I leave the room to say, you come back here. So first of all, she's already clear that I do typically leave the room after she goes to sleep. But this week, she's just not comfortable with it. So I noticed that in my body, I was starting to feel resentful. I have all this stuff to do. I was starting to feel angry. You don't understand what adults have to do at night after you go to sleep. I have like an hour or maybe 2 if I push it to get all the stuff done, right? But again, being a gentle parenting advocate, I know that if it's important to her temporarily that she have me in her room while she's sleeping, I trust a couple of things. I trust number one, it's going to be temporary. All of these chapters do end, right, before we begin new chapters. So I know that as quickly as she started needing me again this week, perhaps a few days from now, she's going to say, I'm all right. Go ahead. No big deal. I've got this sleep thing and we'll be back to normal because our normal is that she can sleep on her own. I also know that we've had some transitions in our life lately. I've been working a little bit more. I've had more meetings out of the house in safe ways, and those are a transition for her. So she is wondering, hey, we've been home together all this time. Where's mama going? And that feels like a big deal to her. So to the extent that I can emotionally reassure her, I am here for you day or night, and I will keep showing up for you while you need me. That is the message that I want her to take home internally, as it supports the secure attachment and the secure bond that we have. But there are a couple of other things that I didn't anticipate. As I mentioned, I was starting to feel resentful. I was starting to feel angry. I was starting to feel like I'm exhausted. I don't have time to do all this stuff, including sit around in a dark bedroom when I'm still wide awake for a couple of hours. But I realized a couple of things. First of all, it has been literally years since I have gone to bed early. And you know what? For all of the years that I spent wishing I could go to bed early, this is actually kind of an answer to that. Secondly, I have not read a book for pleasure in, well, let's see, my daughter's 7, so roughly 7 years. Well, for the first time this week, I actually read a book for pleasure. I took it into her bedroom and I turned on a little reading light and I read a book. And you know what? I loved it. I got out of my head, and sure, there are a few things I'm not quite getting done. I'm having to get a little bit creative about when and how I work, but it feels very much as if this is a message that I'm supposed to be receiving right now. Hey, mama, slow down a little bit. You can sleep, you can read, you can take better care of yourself. And some of my wishes that I had been wishing for years are actually coming true. So I had to reframe my perspective a little bit, And suddenly I am viewing this chapter, knowing it will end, I am viewing this chapter as a gift, and I'm going to keep going to bed with her for as long as she needs me. I am going to keep reading, getting extra sleep, doing all of these things that I have wanted to do for so long. And I'm going to release the resentment, I'm going to release the anger, and instead reframe those things as gifts to me during this short season that it will be. So, wanted to share a little bit of my personal experience with you, knowing that many of you often go through the same things, and knowing from my experience as well as yours that when kids shift things on us, when we change out of our usual routines, it can feel jarring for us as well. So, to the extent that you can, reframe, find the good, find the positive, because it is there every single time. Hope this helps, and I will see you again soon. Have a good day.